This week we've got the assistant coach of the Salisbury North Football Club joining us here. He's going to discuss last week's games and this week's. Last week you had a pretty good win over Ross Trevor Old Collegians. How did you see the game?
It was a pretty good win in the end. It was pretty windy down there. We'd only sort of played them 2 weeks before, but you take not too much out of that game because you're playing them at Ross Trevor. But the boys really dug deep. I think we were a goal down at 3/4 time, and dug deep and got over the line. It was good.
Yeah, I was there and saw the game, and I just thought that a little bit the umpires seemed to get a little bit sucked into, Ross Trevor seemed to be umpiring the game. You probably can't comment on that, but that's just what I felt.
I think at one stage I think we were a bit critical even with our players sort of trying to construct an outcome by doing the sort of same thing, and we sort of had to get back focus on just executing a tackle and let the interpretation sort of
let the umpires do it themselves.
But overall the umpires quite well. They let it go, and that's the sort of thing I think. Once the players realised that the umpires were letting it go, then they were trying to break tackles and that, where we probably thought that was hold the ball, but you've got to actually stick your tackles and then just let the decision sort of come out.
Yeah, you just see it a bit differently watching it to coaching, so, I just saw it a little bit differently. The other game, there was the other game between Teachery Gully and Payne. Did that pan out a little bit as you saw fit?
Yeah, probably not to that extent. We played Ross Trevor and Payneham 2 weeks in a row, so we had to look at Payneham the week before, and it was obviously a dead rubber for us, but like a lot on the line for them with their double chance and all that sort of stuff. And I thought it'd be a good game. Obviously, Teachery Gully, I think they touched us up there a few weeks before that. But probably the result was probably a few more goals than what I actually thought.
Yeah, 38 points in the end.
Yeah, just given like the week before, how many scoring shots Payneham had against us. But in the day I probably thought Teachery Gully were going to win, but probably not by that margin.
This week there's the two games, there's Prince Alfred Old Collegians and Gullies. How do you see that panning out?
It'd be a ripper actually. Obviously Prince Alfred been the top team all year.
So that's St Mary's too, so a bit more room.
Yeah, a bit neutral. Neutral level. I think we played Prince Alfred at the college last time. They've just been a class side, with the players they have got. They stick really well to structure, know what each other's doing and that. And Teachery Gully, obviously, they've been sitting up there for most of the year. And they're a young side as well, so it'd be very interesting to see how that one pans out.
Just seeing both sides this year, to me it looked like Gullies are pretty strong through the inner part of the ground, whereas I think Prince Alfred just might get them on the outside, just to have a little bit more speed. What do you think with it?
Yeah, I think with some of Prince Alfred's, with some of the setups they've got, they do hurt you and use the ball pretty well, so they can afford to set up blokes on the outside and they spread really well, and with Gullies they probably. Once again, they get front and square and actually can carve you up through the middle. So it'll be interesting to see how they both counteract. Yeah,
it's a game with two contrasts there. One plays that corridor and one spreads a little bit. So it'd be a good game on that big oval. And yourselves, you've got Payneham at Payneham, 2 o'clock start. How do you think you can win? I don't think you've beaten them this year, have you?
No, I think they beat us by about 2.5 goals out there earlier in the year. But once again, we played them in round 5, and then because of the draw, they changed it up, and we didn't play until round 18. So it was sort of 13 rounds between. But obviously, once again, Payneham, their last 3-4 years have been really, really good. And it'll be interesting to see how we go. We sort of, once again, you play them last game of the year. You can take some things out of that game, but you don't take everything because obviously being a dead rubber, you're not going to, play a game of chess and trying to counteract too much. But we're actually looking forward to it.
I saw the round 18 game. Obviously, we did the call there that day, and you had your two defenders with Morgandi and Eichner looking after Davis and Jolly, and I'd imagine that's going to be a good match-up this week. Something similar, I would have thought.
Oh yeah, well, there's a couple of class players in Joels and Davis, and once again, you either put the same sort of players on them, but obviously the influence they give their side, and same as Morgs and that on our side, they give us massive influence. So at stages you will find them, they'll probably be matched up on them. So yeah, once again, it'll be a good contest on it.
And through your midfield, you've got Joey Hay and there's Alex Stengel in there. You're going to have Clinch in there at some point. You know, you've got a bit to deal with Gianni and guys like that with their midfield and Pippett. And yeah, there's two very good midfields.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, you know, you're all around the ground. You have a look at your matchups and that. But you know, once again, amateur leagues really run up the contest. You know, so you really understand the other team, what on ballers they got. And you don't want to try and counteract too much, you know. You don't want to be tagging too many blokes. You want to get your game plan and win the footy, you know, win at the contest. So yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to seeing them blokes go sort of head to head. And
Solly, good match winner up forward for you blokes, and you had a lad kick 4 in the round 18. He played pretty well, good value for touches. Pope, and yeah, he looks pretty good up there, and Brad Hood's back in the side, I see.
Yeah, no, I think you know, that's been the thing this year. You know, I think the days of having 100-goal full forward, you know, as far as I'm concerned, a bit dead and buried. So we've got a few avenues to goals. You know, once again, you know, wanted to stick to structure, follow their plan, and that's been the thing too. You don't have too many one-trick ponies. So you know, we're able to rotate a few guys and, you know, bring a few guys off and rest them during the game and that. So yeah, once again, you know, it was real good the other week. Nick took a few grabs and yeah, got him through the game. It was good.
All right, looking forward to Saturday, and we'll see you there. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks,
No worries.
guys.
Cheers, Luke.